Hello, today we're going to have a look at writing centimetres and millimetres as tenths. So for today, this is now our whole one and these are a tenths. So you can get 10 of these into these, so 10 tenths in one whole. So just to recap what we've already done, here are my tenths, which I can write as 1/10, 1/10, and I can also write that as a decimal. 0 wholes and 1/10, 0.1. 2 tenths, 2 tenths, 2 tenths is a fraction, and then I can write that as 0.2. 0 wholes and 2 tenths. 3 tenths, 1, 2, 3 out of the 10 pieces. 3 tenths, 3 tenths, and I can also write that as 0.3. 0 wholes and 3 tenths. I can also skip up to 10 tenths, so 10 out of 10 pieces, 10 tenths, same as 1 whole, same as all of it, 10 tenths. 10 tenths is the same as 1, my numerator and denominator are the same, so I've got all of it. And 1.0, 1 whole and 0 tenths, so I can also just write it as 1 because there aren't any tenths. So we're going to have a look at this now in context with centimetres and millimetres. So I've blown up a ruler, made it bigger, look, so you can see it. And if you get your ruler out, you can also have a look at this. So in each centimetre, there are 10 millimetres. So if I split my centimetre into 10 equal pieces, into tenths, I'll have a millimetre. Each tenth of a centimetre is a millimetre. Because of that, I can write them as a decimal tenth as well, because 1 millimetre is a tenth of a centimetre. It's 1 out of 10 equal pieces. So if I'm going to do that, then this is how I can write it. So 0 centimetres and 0 millimetres is just the same as 0 centimetres. It's just 0. If you have a ruler, you can count along with this with me, looking at the measurements. That would be helpful if you've got one. So 0 centimetres and 1 millimetre is the same as 0.1 centimetres. 0 wholes and 1/10 of a centimetre, 1 millimetre. 0 centimetres and 2 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 2/10 of a centimetre, 0.2 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 3 millimetres is the same as no whole centimetres and 3/10 of a centimetre, 0.3 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 4 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 4/10 of a centimetre, 0.4 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 5 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 5/10 of a centimetre, 0.5 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 6 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 6/10 of a centimetre, 0.6 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 7 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 7/10 of a centimetre, 0.7 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 8 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 8/10 of a centimetre, 0.8 centimetres. 0 centimetres and 9 millimetres is the same as 0 whole centimetres and 9/10 of a centimetre, 0.9 centimetres. 1 centimetre and no millimetres, so 1 centimetre exactly, is the same as 1 whole centimetre and 0 tenths. And there aren't any tenths, so I can just write that as 1 centimetre. 1 centimetre and 1 millimetre is the same as 1 whole centimetre and 1/10 of a centimetre, 1.1 centimetres. 1 centimetre, 2 millimetres is the same as 1 whole centimetre and 2/10 of a centimetre, 1.2 centimetres. 1 centimetre, 3 millimetres is the same as 1.3 centimetres. 1 whole centimetre, 3/10 of a centimetre. Okay, and you can keep going and going and going with that, so you can try that as well by yourself. So, if I want to measure something, it can be faster to just write it as a decimal. If you look at this, look how much shorter it is to just write it as a decimal as opposed to centimetres and millimetres. So, lots of people like to write them as decimals because of that. So, if I wanted to know how long this whiteboard fell down, how long this pen was, I would get my ruler and I would line that bit up, it's easier, that bit up with 0, so not the end of the ruler, where 0 is, the 0 line. See if I can get it exactly enough. So on the 0 line, not the end of the ruler. And if I measure this one, I have got 14 centimetres, so 14 centimetres and 1 millimetre. Or if I wanted to just write it in millimetres, 141 millimetres as well, if I just wrote it in millimetres, because there are 10 millimetres per centimetre, so I can do that. If I wanted to write this as a decimal though, that would be 14 whole centimetres and 1/10 of a centimetre. 14 whole centimetres and 1/10. 14.1 centimetres. Okay? So, you can have a go at home. If you go through the slideshow, it will go through these things again, and there are some activities for you to try as well to practice each of these steps. Okay, well, you can always email me if you get stuck.